3 months ago, 16 of your favorite townies entered the Sims 4 Big Brother house for a once-of-a-lifetime opportunity to compete and win 500,000 simoleons. Along the way, they found love, romance, and lust. Our Sims fell in love with one person, two people, and even themselves. Not only did our Sims have to survive the game, but they also had to survive each other. In every single episode, our house guests had to compete in grueling and tiring competitions in order to win money, power, and reward. But most importantly, safety. The game was complicated on its own, but every week, Big Brother and I unleashed a twist onto the house to shake things up to its core. Week by week, Sims were voted out of the house by their fellow house guest. However, in Week 5, Level 5 introduced the pre-jury battle back, where our house guests that were previously eliminated got a chance to earn their way back, ultimately ending in Johnny winning his way back into the house. But unfortunately, Johnny didn't last too long, and neither did his fellow house guests, as one by one they all left the house, ultimately leading down to our final two. Bob and Zoe are our final two left in the house, and both of them have had a pretty interesting journey to getting there. Bob, for example, laid low for most of the beginning of the game. All he really focused on was himself, his endurance, his physique, and he gave himself a complete new makeover. While Zoe, on the other hand, focused on love. She did gain some power in level 4 during the duos twist when Nox won HOH and chose her to be his duo. However, it wasn't until level 7 where both Bob and Zoe really started playing the game. Level 7 introduced the trios twist, and it was all determined by a game of Llama Llama, where Zoe was the first one to be eliminated. Meanwhile, Bob was able to win safety by landing on Akira's team, and Zoe, on the other hand, ended up on the block with the blue team. Zoe fought hard to stay in the house that week, even arguing with the HOH and her ex-showman/lover Akira, and that even resulted to bringing the poor man to tears. But it was worth it, as in the vote, they sent Angela home and Zoe was safe. And while Zoe had been doing relatively well in the competitions, she had never won, until she won her first Power of Veto in the diving competition. But that wasn't her only win. She also won an HOH in a fishing challenge. In that HOH, Zoe decided to target the two biggest threats and the most powerful showmans in the house. And even in that same vote, it came down to a tie where she had to be the sole vote and decided to evict Nox all on her own. And a similar situation happened on her second HOH win as well, when Zoe decided to nominate Bob and Vanessa. When it came down to the vote, it was a 1-1 tie once again, and Zoe had to have the sole vote and decided to evict the other half of the showmans, Vanessa. At the final 4 HOH, Bob put it into gear and finally won a competition, where he nominated Mark and Rashida. And for the 3rd time, it was up to Zoe to be the only vote to send someone packing, where Zoe ended up voting for Mark to be evicted. But Bob didn't stop his winning streak there. In fact, he beat the 2 girls at part 1 of the final HOH. Sending the girls to battle against one another in round 2. Where ultimately Rashida won. The last competition of the season and part 3 of the final HOH came to a huge battle between Bob and Rashida, where they had to run through a miniature version of the house and complete tasks. Ultimately, it was Bob who made his way to the end and won the final HOH of the season. Bob not only was the last HOH, but he had the sole responsibility of deciding who to evict between the girls and who would sit beside him in the final 2. Ultimately, Bob decided Rashida had to be evicted, and she was the last house guest to be evicted from the house. And that's how we got through the past 3 months and down from 16 house guests to just our final 2, Bob and Zoe. The jury will come back tonight to vote for which one of the 2 is going to win 500,000 simoleons and walk away as the winner of Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2. Find out who wins now. Three months ago, 16 of your favorite Sims 4 townies entered the Big Brother US Season 2 house, and week after week they voted each other off. But tonight, we are down to our final 2, and one of them will walk away with the 500,000 simoleon grand prize and the title of Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2 winner. Bob and Zoe have outlasted them all. However, they still have one more challenge left, and that is to get enough votes from their fellow contestants. But there's a few of them that won't be voting tonight, and that is our pre-jurors. So why don't we go ahead and start introducing them. Remember the first person out of the game, Nalani, our secret mermaid. Welcome back, Nalani. Now, Nalani wasn't the only casualty of the level 1 boys versus girls twist. However, Johnny was able to stretch his game out a little bit longer by winning the comeback. So we're just going to skip over our second evictee and see him in a little later, and introduce our third evictee. Now, in the 2 weeks Joaquin was in the Big Brother house, he was nominated for both of them. And eventually, due to the Team A, Team B twist, he saw himself getting sent home third in the second week. Who knows, maybe if the first 2 levels of this game weren't jam-packed with crazy twists, Nalani and Joaquin would have stayed. But our fourth evictee can't say the same. Rohan was eliminated in level 3, which is our first classic game mode, and unfortunately he just couldn't handle it, and saw himself be eliminated with a close 6-4 vote. Level 4 introduced the Duos twist, which saw Kaori and Cassandra paired up for the game. But unfortunately for Cassandra, with a 5-3 vote, she was the 5th person to be evicted. Now, Level 5 introduced the Battle Back, which saw Johnny re-enter the game. However, unlike Johnny, Diego ran out of luck in Level 5 and saw himself evicted in 6th place. After being nominated twice and winning veto, unfortunately, Dina was the first to be eliminated in our first double eviction week. And even though Dina may have walked out of the house empty-handed, she did not leave without some love in her back pocket, as her and Rashida soon fell into a deep, deep romance. But of course, Dina wasn't the only one eliminated during the double eviction. Johnny, who was able to win his way back into the house after being eliminated second, only lasted 2 more weeks, and he just missed the jury. So, that is our pre-jury house guest, Nalani, Joaquin, Rohan, Cassandra, Diego, Dina, and Johnny. I'm so glad to have you guys back, but unfortunately, you weren't able to stay long enough to become a juror and vote for who wins tonight. But while we mention the jurors, why don't we go ahead and cut over to the jury house and see what they've been up to the past few weeks, as all of them are reunited once again.
Barl, Pathan Franj Bishoshi.
Now, we have not been to the jury house since Vanessa was evicted, so we are just now seeing Mark enter it for the first time. The first person that Mark runs into is Knox, who is just relaxing in the office, playing some Sims on the computer. And the two of them catch up while in the background, Kaori is learning some piano skills.
Subino yap yam, Kimus. Aha, Nowzin and yap. Serpido. Kosha Shanoi. Pibata nu.
Vanessa is having fun upstairs in the closet. We saw that we have all these new clothes available for them, and while Vanessa is just trying on her old normal clothes, I think we see what her favorite outfit is. Angela, on the other hand, has not changed out of her bathing suit since she's come to the jury house. She's pinker than ever, and she's not that keen on how clean everything is in the house. She needs it to be a little bit more sparkling, especially with all this gold. She ends up just going into the bathroom and soaking it up with some rose petals and a face mask. She's just completely relaxing, tanning, and enjoying her beauty, getting that beauty rest while in the jury house. Back in the pool house, we see that the boys are hanging out around the bubble blower. We have Akira and Mark catching up, and Mark seems to still have a little bit of resentment from all the stuff that happened while in the Big Brother house. Maybe the two of them are finally talking about their relationships with Zoe, and maybe they feel like Zoe played them, as after all, she is in the end, and they're not. Now, the jury don't know who got eliminated in 3rd place, so they will be finding out live tonight. So why don't we go ahead and cut back to the house next door and get things started. First things first, we need to bring out our jury members. Now, things got really complicated in level 7 when we introduced the trios twist, where Angela saw herself on the losing team and eventually got voted out 4-1. However, we have to give Angela some props because while in the house, she was nominated 3 times, but also won a veto and an HOH. Now, Rohan wasn't the only one to survive a classic-themed week of Big Brother. because unfortunately for Kaori, when level 8 classic mode came around, she saw herself be eliminated 4-1. But for Kaori, that was her 4th time being nominated, and while in the house, she did win HOH twice. Both of these girls, flirted with other people, fought with a lot of the house guests, so I'm pretty curious who they're gonna vote for. However, I'm also curious what Nox is going to do. Now, Nox, he was kicked off in a level 9 money week, and he went on an absolute rampage in this house before leading up to his eviction, because Nox not only was nominated twice, but he won 4 power of vetoes and 2 HOHs. And it looks as though Dina is taking it upon herself to ruin the whole show by going backstage and asking Rashida if she wants to be her girlfriend. She just could not wait for Rashida to be, revealed to everyone. But thankfully Rashida does say yes, and Dina gets back and sits down where she's supposed to so we can get back on to the show. But unfortunately, it did knock off a little bit of time for Nox, because now we have Akira, who's trying to be introduced, but Dina is still trying to ruin that for me. Akira fell victim as the first person to be eliminated in the triple eviction week, but he was soon followed by Vanessa. Now, Vanessa was nominated 4 times, she won 3 HOHs, 1 veto, she had a strong showmance with Nox, and honestly, the two of them really dominated this whole game, yet they could not make it to the end. Now, Mark fought as hard as he could, but he did eventually become the 3rd victim of the triple eviction week. And maybe the 2nd victim of Zoe, as she was part of the shared showmance with Mark and Akira. How the two of them are going to vote, I am very intrigued about. But last but not least, we have Rashida coming in 3rd place with her new girlfriend, Dina. And it looks as though Rashida has a surprise of her own.
Bosabrab. Yabaharm Luray. Yibs! Yibs! Oh, Shapim.
Gaffa flubble.
Lush.
Ziffle.
Alright, enough of you two trying to steal the spotlight. You are not the final 2. In fact, Bob and Zoe are the final 2. And in just a moment, the 7 of you jurors will vote for who you want to see become the winner and 500,000 simoleons richer. And with that, let's cut back to the house and talk to our finalist. Hello, Bob and Zoe. It's been a long 3 months. You've been cut off from the outside world, away from your family, away from anything but each other, yet the 2 of you have survived and made it to the end. And now we will vote to see which one of you will win it all together. First up to vote is Angela. And of course, like all the votes and nominations this season, their votes will be based on their relationships. So let's go ahead and take a look and see who Angela is going to be voting for.
Saga Alamein Miaksa Wibisu Shazzle.
Alright, and Angela has voted for Zoe. So Zoe now has 1 point. You need 4 votes to win. And Akira is next up to vote.
Harzini. Kissin' boy Waxin. Nibahana Umfra. Delso. Tribs. Eva.
Akira has voted for Bob. We now have a 1-1 tie. It's now up to Nox to break that tie for now, and let's see who he votes for.
Yes, and our Roshba, Waxweed, Idabel, Yaba, Wasabo, Zamoiza Oaksnarb. While Beach Durfna? Yibs!
Nox has voted for Zoe to win, putting her back in the lead with 2 points. Next up to vote is Akira.
Hebrif. Moistel Feferu. Niara Enizum. Prita Lissarak. Finya Umph. Finagro Anaherb. Yadumsa Karzinik.
And Akira has voted for Bob, putting us back to a tie with a 2-2 vote. It is now Vanessa's job to break that tie again for now with her vote. And Vanessa has voted for Bob, putting him in the lead with 3 votes. It is now Mark's turn to vote.
Worry.
Woyamak Oblees. Woymak Ilaniv. Upsaba. Oh.
And Mark has voted for Zoe, putting us back to a tie with 3-3 votes, which means it's all down to Rashida. Rashida, you are going to break this tie, and you alone are going to decide who walks away $500,000 richer and has the title of winner of Sims 4 Big Brother Season 2. Alright, now I'm actually going to leave Rashida's vote a secret for now, as we still have to reveal to our 2 finalists who the winner actually is. But wow, what a crazy season so far. I mean, we've had such close votes, we've had multiple ties, we haven't had any unanimous votes, we haven't had anyone really dominating the game, and the people that did dominate got out in the end. Our 2 finalists are such underdogs. I don't know, I just have really enjoyed this season and all of the twists and everything. But let me know down below what you think of this season. What do you think of the house, the twists, the games, the house guest? And of course, you can download this house and you can download all of our house guests on the Sims 4 gallery. But with that, let's cut back to the house and reveal our winner. And congratulations, Zoe, with a 4-3 vote. It was so close. You are the winner of Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2. Alright, come on you two, you can finally leave the house after 3 long months. Your family and friends are all waiting for you, and of course, this big 500,000 simoleon check is waiting for you out here too, Zoe. Come on out. Alright, once again, congratulations, Zoe, for becoming the winner of Season 2. I'm so happy to see this season come to an end. I've really loved it so far. But this isn't it for our channel. Now, all of these house guests might be done, but you guys have created 16 brand new Big Brother house guests that are going to be moving into the Big Brother UK house in just a short amount of time. And while they're in that house, you guys are going to vote for who you want to leave every single week, and eventually who you want to see become the winner. And as a little special treat, here are the official intros and I for Sims 4 Big Brother UK Season 2. Subscribe for more info. Bye.